Okay. Hello, I'm going to be talking about the developmental timeline here. And first, I'll give you a visual of what it looks like, and then show you an example so you have an idea of what it might look like. If you have any questions, let me know. Here's the visual. This is what it should look like. You should have, these are PowerPoint slides, by the way, a cover slide. And then you should have two slides for each stage of development. There's 7 stages. They're listed on the text instructions, which are on D2L, materials, content, course information, assignments. So we have infancy, physical and cognitive, infancy, social and emotional. You also notice that this is how the textbook is also set up. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So we have infancy, we have early childhood, and then the rest of them, middle childhood, adolescence, early adulthood, middle adulthood, and late adulthood. Now you might ask yourself, well, I don't remember my infancy, and I'm not in middle adulthood, and I'm not in late adulthood. What you're gonna have to do for those stages is make assumptions. Look in the book and make assumptions that, you know, if infants generally walk at 1 year of age, you did too. So, you know, that would be something. And then you could do the same thing for middle adulthood and late adulthood. You know, if you're a woman, you go through menopause. That's what women do in about middle adulthood. If you know you have eyes, you're going to be able to. You're going to have to wear some kind of readers or bifocals or something like that because everyone does. So make some assumptions about retirement, grandchildren, all those kind of things. You know, look in the book to see what you might put on there. But that's how you'll handle stages that you don't remember or you haven't lived through yet. Okay, and then there's the culture slide. Let me make a note here that the culture slide, if people forget the culture slide, it's a difference between an A and a B. So you can have everything else just right and then forgot the culture slide and you'll get a B. So make sure you include the culture slide. And the culture slide, what that is a slide where you're going to be talking about how your culture, diversity, gender, religion, you know, anything like that affects your development. Okay, so you'll write something about that. I'm going to show you an example here in a minute. And then the conclusion, kind of like a reflection. What did I learn? You know, how am I going to use this in my career? How am I going to use this in my personal life? And then references. You only need one reference. Where is it? Here it is, the HDEV book. It's all the reference you need. You don't need to get any information from any other place. So that's the developmental timeline. The developmental timeline is for you to apply everything that you've learned during the semester about lifespan development and then apply it to yourself, your own development, okay? You can use, you'll talk about, well, here, let me show you what it's gonna look like here. This is the cover. This is kind of a fictitious person. I kind of adapted a person's here. And then here we go. These are the slides. This person put physical, cognitive like this in these columns. You don't have to. You can also do it like this. You can stack them, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just so you have physical and cognitive on one slide, social and emotional on the other. But you can do it however you want to. I don't care. It's not a design class, so I'm not looking for bells and whistles and fancy PowerPoints. No, I'm looking for the content. Okay, and this is just a PowerPoint slide. Slides are just another way to present content like you would present in a paper, but this is not in paper form. It's in it is in the PowerPoint slides. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. And then here they are. You can see that these aren't just words. These are examples with the keywords. Here, let me show you another one. Middle childhood, this has more writing on it. These are the keywords. These are from the book. And then, you know, example, talking about yourself. So you have you have these bullet points here, but you're not just using words, you're using, you know, a couple of sentences about that, whatever topic it is that you're talking about. Okay, does that all make sense so far, Austin?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And then my question was on like, so the instructions
Yeah.
said that we had to have like 3 concepts per
Yeah.
state.
Yeah.
But it said like 3 concepts and 3 key terms. So do we have to have like 6?
No, that's the same. No, that's the
Okay. Okay.
same. That's just
Right.
key terms, concepts that you can see it here.
Yeah, and then it said to bold them. Yeah, so like bold the
Yep.
key term or the theory or the concept,
Yep.
and it was
There you
three
go. Yep.
per
Yep.
slide or
Sometimes
three
you can
per
have a little
stage.
more here, like this one,
Yeah.
she had more, and then this one a little less.
But at least
So
3 per stage.
yeah, you want, that's kind of a general guideline that
Yep.
you're looking for.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up to make sure I had
Okay.
enough.
Yep. And you find these key terms all over in the textbook.
Yeah, exactly. They're spread throughout the book pretty much.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, there's a ton of them in our book, and there's a ton of them, you know, in the field, but you're only going to do a few. I want to see that you understand lifespan psychology, and I want to see that you understand how to apply it to yourself.
Okay.
Because we've looked at people from, you know, our developmental report. We looked at other people. We look at people in cases. We've looked at people in our book. You know, we talked about these topics, but now we are applying it to yourself, to you.
Yeah, exactly. Just
So
to kind of show you
that's
understand.
pretty much the idea. And notice this one also has some images. Some people use images from Google. Some people use images from their own images. Whatever you want to do, just a few. Don't make it too big. Otherwise, you know, it's hard to open and load into D2L. So a few is good.
Okay.
So you see them all? And then here is the culture, ethnicity, gender, diversity, whatever. You don't have to address all of those. You can just address one. This one addressed 2. You can see they have 2 that they talked about, being adopted. Another one was gender, being a family of 3 girls with no boys, okay, and how that affected development. So that's what that one looks like. And then the conclusion can relate everything, you know, how do you relate it to yourself, how are you going to use that information. There's also in the text, you'll also see information there too. Who do we have in the iPhone? Solomon? Is that Solomon? Who is that on the iPhone? Put your name on there so you can get you in attendance, whoever's on an iPhone. I'm connecting to audio. Okay, anyways, so that is basically what it looks like. So you have a visual of the developmental timeline. This is what I suggest that you do for the developmental timeline, is to make a like a outline of it, you know, put together your slides, and then what you need, then all you need to do is fill in the blanks, okay, if you have all your slides. And I'll be happy to look at your slideshow, you know, when you put your outline together, just to make sure you have everything. And if you have any questions, you know, I can certainly answer them. Or some people like to do a couple of slides, do their outline and then a couple of slides. Or if you have general questions, just come to the office hours Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. and Wednesday at 4. Just bring it with, and you can share it with me like this, and I'll take a look and let you know if you're on the right track, if you missed anything, whatever. That's it. Any questions or comments about, oh, and there's the reference, one reference at the end. Any questions or comments about the developmental timeline and how you might do it? Pretty straightforward, actually. Especially once you see it in, you know, as a visual, I think that, you know, it's easier to understand what it is. Anybody has?
When is this due again?
When is this due again? This is due on May 18. May 18.
Okay,
is when
thanks.
it's due. So we still have time, you know, well, it'll go fast though. May 1st is already on Friday, so, you know, time is moving right along here. So, is anybody in the chat here? I gotta look. I don't think I have my chat out. I might have somebody in the chat. Oh yeah, there's somebody asking a question. Can I hear you, Ifra? No, that was Masa that was talking. Who is Ifra? Which one are you, Ifra? Is you? I see you. Is there a rubric? You can find the rubric. I'm pretty sure it's there. You can find it. Yep, I see your name. Ifra, I see you. I couldn't hear you, but I see you in the chat now. You can find it, the rubric, in the, if you go into where you submit it, there should be a rubric there, I think. I suppose I can look really quick, but you can too if you're on D2L. That's usually where it is. Let me take a look here. If you go into the assessment and then developmental timeline, I think I have a rubric here. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong place. I think this is the right place. Do I have a rubric there? Yes, I do have a rubric there. The rubric should be in there. So if you go into where you submit it, you should be able to see the rubric there. Did you find it, Ifra? Okay, now I lost my, there we go. So there is a rubric. I know there's a rubric. I didn't know if it was attached, but it is attached.
Can I ask a basic question? What is a rubric?
A rubric is, it's like a grid. And what it is it shows all of the points that you're going to be graded on. So if you go into the, where you submit the assignment, you know, go like you're going to submit, click on that link, the rubric will come up. And it's like a, I don't know, how do I describe? Well, here, let me open one up and you can see it. Here, let me get this shared. Hang on. I have so many things open here. I think it's going to crash. Okay, I'm going to do a new share. And I'm going to do the rubric. This is the rubric actually for this one. So it's like a grid, and then, you know, the professor will grade according to this. So is the stages of development there? How are they? You know, the physical, emotional, cognitive, and social factors. 3 developmental key terms: cultural, ethnicity, gender, diversity, important ideas. This is really, the rubric is like the instructions are, you know, text. This is a rubric is like the instructions in a grid form. And then, you know, the points are there and how well did the student do. So this is what I use to grade you. Krista, is that you asking that?
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense now?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
And you can, I just went into the you know, to get this into the assessment, you know, where you would turn it in. And you can look at it. And this helps students because you can go in here and say, okay, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have that? You know, do I have everything here? What I should be doing. So rubrics can be very helpful, instructions and rubrics. And then if you have all these things, you can check, and you know you're going to get an A. And this is why I say, you know, here's the cultural ethnicity. You know, if you get a 0 on this one, well, it might even be more than, you know, it'll drop your grade to a B because you'll get a 0 on this, no points. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Any other questions? Oh, iPhone. Who is iPhone? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. Hang on. Okay, any other questions or comments here before we move along? Yeah, okay, so I'll talk about this again now. I'll post this recording on D2L so you can take a look at it again. I'm gonna just record the whole thing, but you know the front part of it is about the developmental timeline, so you can just look at that. Okay, let's do a new share here and look at the PowerPoint slides.